Well, a big warm welcome to round 5 of the JetSport Racing Association's British Championships. Penultimate round, it's getting very, very exciting. And we're at Kingsbury Water Park. Fantastic course here, very big, very fast, and the racing is underway. Well, Thumper, what an absolutely fantastic weekend it is, and this tournament is so exciting, isn't it?
It is, and it's as close as you like. It's round 5, one more round to go after this one. We can't call any of it. I don't know what to say anymore.
You know, when you look at some other forms of motorsport, they're won by round 3 or round 4.
Yes.
But this is still wide open, and it's round 5. What's going to happen through the course of the weekend, we don't know. But it still won't be decided. It's all going to go into that last round.
One thing I can guarantee you, Rob, it's not a procession. There's a number of riders who could take championships this weekend, but we haven't got a clue who it is.
No, exactly. Let's have a look at the ski lights and also the runabouts, which are our two main features. Ski lights, Kev Pope and Jason Young. That's been a battle that's been raging all the way from round 1 back up at Y Boston. You know, they've been neck and neck all the way through. Pope's just got it in front of him now. He's looking for 3 wins this weekend.
Jason Young, multiple British champion in both GP and standard ski class. But Kev Pope has come from nowhere. The 63-year-old from Oxfordshire is just an absolute delight to watch this season.
And it's absolutely fantastic. And let's have a look at the runabout 4 strokes as well. You would think James Bushell's in it. He's going to win it, but he's missed a round, so he's out of the game. You've got Lewis Aiken, you've got Dave Rapp, and you've got the young lady, Amy, as well. Wow.
It's completely opened up, Rob. As the season's progressed, David Rapp and Amy McPherson have got faster and faster, and they've been pulling results.
So there it is. It doesn't matter what day of the week, what venue, what round, what class. It's all happening here at the British Championships. Well, this is it, Thumper. These ski lights, and they're just getting ready to get on the line now. And it's a brilliant championship, this, isn't it? Fantastic battle going on, particularly between Kev Pope and Jason Young.
It's a packed lineup for this race, Rob. There's a lot of racers in there. Of course, Kev Pope's doing extremely well, so is Chloe Marsh. But because there's so many of them that are really good racers, the party can be spoilt by anybody.
This is it, and they're up. We can see the holders there, just lifting the machine up. On the lights, the riders have to have their feet on the ground. They can put one knee into the tray, I believe, but now they're getting ready to go, just dropping down. They're watching for the lights and they're off. And that is a fantastic start there for Chloe Marsh. Kev Pope on the other side, he's up in the middle and he's toe-to-toe with somebody. Can't make out who that is.
Chloe Marsh went on the beer, the bang, Rob. She was gone.
That is a very, very impressive start as we see them disappear out into the distance, and Chloe Marsh is ahead of Jason Young there. They've gone round the blue. So let's look at blue. Are we clear on this? The green flag is coming out, which means the start was fine. And let's have a look at this race develop.
Kevin Pope screaming down the outside, Rob.
That's it, down the green channel over there. Kev Pope is taking the lead on this side, going through the blue. We've got Chloe Marsh, Jason Young in second down there as they come around the split. And it's that man, Kev Pope, who's in the lead. Chloe Marsh just coming around into second. She's lost it. And as they come through in front of the tower for the first time, it's the veteran, number 56, Kev Pope.
We've got one in the water. We've got a rider in the water.
Rider, and who's that?
That looks like the 222 of Anders Bosnan. He's come off at the log jump.
Got to say, Anders does a very good job of swimming. He has a bit of a swim every single time he's out, doesn't he?
Unfortunately, we've seen him do this before, but if you speak to him in the pits, he's got a big smile on his face. He absolutely loves racing.
We see Chloe Marsh there in third, and there's the man Jason Young with all the work to do. He's in 4th place. He came into round 5 in the lead in the tournament. The way this is going, he's going to go out of it in 2nd place, and Kev Pope will have the advantage going into that last round. And there we have him, race leader yet again, Kev Pope. He's just so smooth.
He is, but the surprise of the day is Dave McManaman is hanging on to him on that 31. And if you see how Dave goes over the log jump, it's not as smooth as Kevin is, but he's hanging on to him. That's causing huge problems in the championship right now.
We hear the whistle being blown. That is Anders Bosnan just been reminded that he's about to be lapped. And let's have a look at this, because this is a race. Chloe Marsh, number 10. Jason Young, 88. These two are battling in not just the race, but also the championship table. Chloe Marsh is a few points behind Jason, but if she can finish in front of him, that will narrow that deficit going into that final round and might bring her back into contention for that championship title. Chloe Marsh has now gone green. Jason Young has gone blue. They've gone the opposite to what they did last time. Chloe's flat out down that far side. Taking it well, and they'll join together now. We'll see just how close they are.
Rob. This
it's
is going to be close. Chloe's on the outside this time. Jason's on the inside.
Interesting how they swapped lines there, but Chloe's got him.
She cut his legs off.
Yeah, absolutely. Just shut that door on that corner there, and she's extended it a little bit. Well, the checkered flag is now coming out as we look at Kev Pope come around the two red boys for the last time. He's had an amazing ride. And what this means is that he finishes the day, the weekend, and also round 5 going into the championships. Round 6, the final round, as the race leader. Jason Young's had a bit of a rescue there. He's managed to pull a couple of points back by overtaking Chloe on the last lap. So 3rd for Jason, and then a 4th for Chloe. That was an impressive race. Kevin, another fantastic performance there. That just looked immensely smooth. Into the whole shot more or less from the first corner. As soon as you got to the splitter, it was you at the front, and then the rest is history.
Well, it may look that way, but you know, I have to work. Dave McMenamin behind me, just come back into the series from a couple of years rest. He's young and fit and flying, so all what we don't need, but no, we do need it really. So yes, I was very pleased with the race. Yeah.
Jason looked to be slightly off the pace this afternoon.
Yeah, I know he's changed something on his ski yesterday, and he changed it back today, but it didn't work obviously. So, and we have got our ski going really well. Alex Fielder and I have spent a bit of time testing, and it's working.
Jason, tough weekend for you.
Yeah, it has been. We've tried a couple of new handling mods to get a bit more speed. It didn't work in our favour. We lost a bit of handling around the course on it, and it didn't benefit as much, but back to the drawing board, I think.
You were locked in a bit of a battle with Chloe on that one as well.
Yeah, that was a good battle. Points-wise, I knew I had to get past her. I was trying both courses, and she was swapping as well. Eventually it paid off in the end, just got in at the last minute.
Let's talk about Kev Pope.
He's consistent, I'll say that much.
Amazingly consistent, isn't he? You've got one more round left, and he's opened the gap a little bit now.
He's pulled quite a few points this weekend, unfortunately for me, but hopefully next round we'll get in there and try and grab those points back.
It's still doable.
It's still doable, but we need a miracle.
So we're down to the how do we start racing section, and one of the most important parts of the race itself is the start. I've not really got a clue how to do that at all, so I've got somebody with me that has. Lisa, the start, how important is it?
It's probably one of the most important parts of the race.
Why is that?
Because if you can get in front, then there's less chance of the others coming past you.
Clean water, and
Clean
a lot of the
water,
time
yeah.
we've seen that whoever gets the whole shot really,
They kind of stay there unless, well, something goes really wrong.
happens.
Yeah.
Okay, fairly complicated stuff. There's a lot to remember. Basically, the first thing I've got to do is get on this, throttle on, and see what it feels like. So, we're looking over a little bit of throttle on. Talk me through it, boys. What we're doing? Just throttle on, leaning forward, watching for the lights. Oh my word! Oh, hello. Coming back in again, that was remarkably fast. I've got no idea how quick I was going along there. It's just a case of hanging in, and I do not know what that looked like or felt like. Now, Darren, I'm back in now on the start line for my second go. I'm expecting you to turn around and say that is, without any shadow of doubt, the best race start that you've ever seen.
There's room for improvement.
It's right, okay. Give me some tips. What was...
You need to move your weight further forward.
Okay.
And then move it further back once you feel the ski come onto a plane.
Right, okay.
So that's
Would I have been well last on that?
No, mid-pack maybe.
All right, okay. That's a start. It's a start. Right. Well, that's it from me. Let's now have a look again at how it should be done properly. So straight into the racing now, and this is the ski stock. The table is getting very interesting. There's two horses really in this race. Horse number 1, Chloe Marsh. Horse number 2, Richard Gilbert. Well, let's look at that black sausage, because on the other side of it, the rider with the blue hat, the rider with the blue shirt and the blue machine, that is Richard Gilbert. Then 10, Chloe Marsh on the other side. Richard has not had a good start there. A little bit slow, but he's down in the tray. Chloe is out just a little bit quicker. And let's have a look down the green. It is Richard Gilbert that's in the lead. Chloe Marsh behind, quite a fair way behind as well. She's made a place up, but there is a fair gap between her and Richard. As Richard comes round the yellow buoy, 2 reds and another yellow before they come in front of us on the gantry. And the whole shot is well and truly Richard's.
And Dave McManaman's got between the two of them, the number 31 boat. Dave McManaman is in front of Chloe Marsh. If she really wants this championship, she's got to get past him as quick as possible, Rob.
You know, someone down just before the log jump there. Who's that?
That's Anders Bosnan again.
Duncan Goodhue.
Absolutely brilliant.
Dun-
Have you ever seen anything like this?
Oh, and he's stuck. Would you believe it? He's actually stuck on the log jump. He's managed to get himself off. And Anders Bosnan has gone from being the Duncan Goodhue of the JSRA to being the Tom Daly. He's on the top board and he was diving off it.
It's gone through nearly 90 degrees, that log jump. Anders Bosnan got stuck on the... I don't know how he got stuck on the top of it, because it's round.
What's going to happen with this now? Because this is a technical issue. We've got Richard Gilbert steaming up now. He's going to expect to take that log jump.
We will close the log jump and open the what we call the chicken run.
Right, so the chicken run, that's open. So Marshall is in the way. They go out. They go around the yellow buoy. And rather than coming back in again, they've got to go around the outside and through the red. And it is getting exciting now. The championship is about to be turned over. Chloe Marsh went into this in the lead. Richard Gilbert is winning this race by a long way.
He is. He's just... This weekend, he seems to have got everything right, Richard Gilbert. He's been in every class he's been in, he's been riding like a demon. But in this particular race, he's got it all to himself now. Chloe hasn't got an answer.
Let's have a look now as Richard comes round just in front of the tower. Absolutely fantastic rider, very, very skilled in his cornering. Second place there, Dave McManaman. He's had a good day as well, hasn't he?
He has. He came back to racing this season. We've not seen him for about 5 years, and it's not took him long to get back to Matt's fitness.
He's been pushing Kev Pope actually in the previous race, but Chloe Marsh as well there. She was in that previous race too. She's sitting in 3rd place at the moment, but 1st place in the tournament. And Richard Gilbert's going to be taking points off her. We're not sure whether or not by the end of this race she will still be in the lead or whether it will be close. I think it was 4 points in it at the start of this. So very, very interesting weekend for these two.
It should mean that Richard Gilbert comes out on top at the end of this weekend, Rob, with 1 round to go.
You know, that's one of the things about this championship. Almost every single class is still open.
There's no processions, Rob, in the jet ski racing. No, I don't want to get
What's
too
happened with Dave McManaman there? Why is he going slow? Something's happened with Dave McManaman. He's slowed down a little bit. He was down on 1 knee then.
Oh, this makes it interesting.
Down.
Because if Chloe can get past him, she'll get a lot more points.
Absolutely. Has she seen it? Does she know what's happening? Dave McManaman there on the last lap has got a bit of a problem. He came round just in front of us. The honours are going to go to Richard Gilbert. That is, without any shadow of doubt, what's going to happen. But Dave McManaman has a problem. Can Chloe Marsh see it, and can she do anything about it? This is the big question. Richard Gilbert now, 1 more buoy. He comes round, takes a right, passes in front of us, and that's a win. That will do him the world of good. Richard, absolutely fantastic result there. Took the lead right from the beginning, held it all the way through.
Yeah, this ski is set out for this course, so it was good.
You've got a bit of a scrap going on with Chloe as well.
Yeah, it's going to go into the last round. I think I've got a nice breathing space now, but yeah, last round it'll be.
Now, the log jump was taken out of that. Did that help you there?
Yeah, I don't know if I were a part of it, because I did hit it hard on the first lap, so but it does help you.
Yeah,
one less obstacle to contend with.
Are you a fan of the log jump?
Yeah, no. If you hit it wrong, it puts you off a bit, but if you hit it right and you keep hitting it right, it just eggs you on.
So let's talk about the championship now. You came into this round in 2nd. We think you're leaving it in 1st. It's very, very close. What's strategy going to be for the last round?
Stay on the ski. Nice and steady and stay on the ski and hopefully win.
So tech time now, and we're going to look at one of the most visually exciting forms of the sport, and that today is freestyle. Got Jonathan Kavanagh with me at the moment. You are world standard now. There's going to be guys watching this thinking, I'd love to do that. How do they do it? What can be a trick that they can start off with?
Well, one of the first tricks to learn really is the tail stand. So basically you let the back end of the ski sink in the water, so it'll stand up with the nose in the air, and you basically control the ski with the throttle and the steering to make the nose of the ski just stay right in the centre where you're looking at it. You can just watch it move side to side and just keep it right in the middle, and that lets you learn like a lot of stability and things like that.
A lot of balance and throttle control,
Yeah,
and that's going to be good for your training generally,
Yeah,
isn't it?
definitely.
What's the key top tip to that? Just keeping it steady.
Yeah, don't try and, if it starts going to one side too much, don't just full lock the steering and blast the throttle to just knock you over the opposite way. Just learn to just go gentle with stuff.
Fantastic. Stage 2, let's have a look at a fountain, because that looks quite good as well, and that looks to me to be quite simple.
Yeah, definitely. It's a real simple trick. Basically, you slide round onto the front of the ski. So you basically lay on the ski backwards, so you're on like the hood of the ski. You let the power off, so the nose of the ski sinks under the water a little bit to stop you travelling forward. You basically blip the throttle and there's water spraying in the air out the back of the ski, and it looks really cool.
Well, there's some very impressive things going on behind us, and what everybody would love to do, the holy grail I suppose, is the backflip, particularly when you're doing them one after the other. How do you do it?
Well, basically, start off with, you go and set your wake up. So you ride around like a horseshoe type shape. So your wake is just basically like half a semicircle while you ride back into it. So you ride into the centre of that wake, and then when you ride up to it, you let off the power so the front of the ski will drop down to get you right at the bottom of the wake. And then as you're at the bottom of it, you basically pull your trim system, it tilts the nozzle up, and then you hit full throttle, you pull back with your arms as hard as you can, you look backwards, arch your back to try and get you in the rotation, and basically hold on.
Well, there you go. That's it. It's now up to you guys at home to get out there, but be careful. Runabout 4's now, Thumper, and what a battle this is. James Bushell comes back to join us. He has been away on international duty, so he is out of the running, but there's a good chance he will be at the forefront of the pack. But the battle now is between Dave Rapp and Lewis Aiken. Lewis Aiken's had an absolutely flying start there. Dave Rapp on the left-hand side is also there. And in the middle with the orange helmet we have James Bushell.
Amy McPherson's got herself a flyer as well, Rob.
Immensely fast machines these. The amount of water that they throw up, the power and also the handling on them is amazing. But let's have a look now. Lewis Aiken is near to us. He's coming down the blue. We've got Dave Rapp on the green. Who's coming in first? Amy McPherson's there. It's very tight going in. Oh, Lewis Aiken. Thought he was going to miss a boy there. And that's Dave Rapp, who's coming through first with Amy in second. What an absolutely fantastic start for Amy McPherson there. Dave Rapp will be over the moon with that, and Lewis Aiken is having a nightmare this weekend.
He is. David Rapp's come from nowhere, and he's having the best weekend of his life. He's got himself another hole shot. Amy McPherson's right behind him, so what Dave is hoping, that people like James Bushell and Lewis Aiken, they've got to get past Amy McPherson first before they can take on David Rapp. But look at him. He's putting as much water between himself and Amy as possible.
Well, let's have a look now. This is what the split is all about. It allows the riders to choose whether they want to go green or blue and give themselves a little bit of clean water, and they are neck and neck. Look at that. That's very, very tight coming into that corner. Amy's got to shut the door on him. She's done it.
He closed up a lot on that split course, but he can't get past her on the main course.
He'll do the same thing next time round, and let's have a look at this. Amy McPherson, what a ride that young lady is having at the moment. James, of course, competes in the World Championships. He's been a world champion. He's very, very competitive in it this year. And he's got a bit of work to do. Let's have a look at the split now, and we see Dave Rapp coming round well and truly in the lead. But this is where Bushell overtakes Amy McPherson. He's got her. They split, but they went the same way that they did previously. And Bushell is now in second. The hunt is on, and this is where he feels really, really at home. He loves a chase, does James. And Dave Rapp has got to stay out there. This is where it was last time out. James Bushell was chasing Dave Rapp. He didn't catch him. We have Lewis Aiken in fourth. That's not going to do his championship hopes very good at all, but he's trying to chase down Amy McPherson. She's lost ground, and she's lost it against James Bushell. Rapp's going to come past the yellow boy. Here he comes.
There's nothing in it now, Rob. James Bushell is in the wake.
4.5 seconds there.
James Bushell is in the wake of David Rapp now. He's just going to hunt him down like a dog all the way around the course.
Let's have a look at the next race now. This is Amy McPherson. She was in second. She's dropped into third. And would you believe it, it's a 4.5 second gap between her and fourth placed Lewis Aiken. So we have two races going on. Aiken is 4th. He needs to be as high as he possibly can, because the battle for the championships is between 1st place Dave Rapp and 4th place Lewis Aitken.
They've gone opposite way this time. Dave Rapp's gone blue, James Bushell's gone green.
Why on earth did they do that? I can see why James would do that. James has got 2 riders in front of him. That's why he's done it. Dave Rapp is going to make up a bit of ground there, because James is going to get caught behind people.
Dave Rapp has put James behind 2 back markers. He did it on purpose.
What a great, great, great piece of intelligent riding that was. Let's have a look at this now. There's the back markers in the way. Dave Rapp's got to get round them. Back marker goes round the deviation point. Rapp comes round now. It was 3.2 seconds. It's 8.1 second difference now.
That's the difference, Rob. David Rapp has got a racing brain. As he went towards the MasterCard boy, he could see there was back markers, but a long way in the distance that weren't going to cause him a problem. But he thought, if I go blue, I'm going to send Bushell towards the back markers on the green side. It worked. He's gained 4 seconds, and at the minute, he needs every trick in the book. He's got past Amy McPherson.
Lewis Aitken has overtaken Amy McPherson. Now, our eyes were elsewhere. We were watching the front runners, but something has happened somewhere. Amy may have gone a bit wide, but Lewis Aitken has not just made up the 3-second gap, he's overtaken her and put 5 seconds between him and her. Amazing racing here at Kingsbury, and this is one of the things, who says there is no room for
David Rapp's
overtaking?
coming out the last blue boy. James Bushell's on the green side. This is going to be tight, Rob. This is going to be tight.
Oh, look at that. He's just made it through there, but Rapp's got this. Rapp's got this. Just what happened then? Rapp lost it a little bit then on that corner. He set in a bit quick. Oh, and he's pushed. He pushed Bushell. Why? Bushell's out. Bushell's out. His hands off.
He's just backed off.
What's he done?
He knew he was beat. David Rapp had got it. And to make sure, David Rapp screamed across the line.
Absolutely fantastic racing. And here he comes in 2nd place. We have James Bushell. That was a fantastic race there. But the honours go to Dave Rapp, and that will do him the world of good. Dave, that was an immensely intelligent ride there. You've got to be very pleased with that one.
Yeah, I had a strategy from the start, which worked. Got the whole shot. And just obviously the aim of the game then is to maintain it, which I managed to do. Some, like you say, some strategy in picking the splits. It worked out very well.
That's it for us at Kingsbury for round 5. The racing is still going on, but our races, they have now finished. Round 6, it returns here in a few weeks' time, and it's all to play for. The championship is still wide open.